I just needed to do that just to get it off my mind. Employers are really beginning to abuse that. Why do you want to kill yourself? That's the question. Why do you want to kill yourself? What's up, people? How you doing? It's another Saturday and we're looking very, very casual. Can you see that? Oh, if you're new here, my name is Glory Ifoma. So yeah, I'm gonna be talking about finding a perfect work-life balance generally in life. But before going to that, there is this song that been popping in my head by Chike. Running, running, running to you. I'll be running to you. Running, running, running. I'll be running to you. Sorry for that little distraction. I just needed to do that just to get it off my mind. So yeah, finding the perfect work-life balance, really finding the balance in life is something which many of us, me very much inclusive, have not gotten quite right. Especially this topic is mostly directed to employees. Yeah. So finding the perfect work-life balance is something which is very critical because there are so many people experiencing job dissatisfaction because their job is so overwhelming. I had a colleague and a friend. He was working with a company previously, and in that company they really didn't have too much to do, so you find him complaining most of the time. He'll complain this and that. He's not growing, like he doesn't see himself growing in the organization, both experience wise, and he's not really being given the opportunity to exercise his expertise and everything. So he was beginning to have job dissatisfaction. Fast forward months later, he got another job which became the direct opposite of the former, where he was so busy. He barely, sometimes you call him, it's difficult for him to pick up his calls. And he still came back and it was like his wife is complaining, he's not even having time. He'll leave very early, come back at very late at night. The next morning he'll wake up. Sometimes his kids will even not even see him for almost 3 days while living in the same house, and he was still getting dissatisfied. Now the normal question that will come to your mind is, why is he complaining? I thought you were complaining the first time when you had a job that wasn't so damn busy. But that's just it about life. It's really finding a balance in so many aspects of life. It's something which most of us are trying to get our head around. So yeah, I believe personally that success, when you're succeeding in a particular thing and it's not grounded, it's not all round, I don't feel like that is the best definition of success when you actually have the potential of making the other aspects of you quite successful. So yeah, that is it. Now, you find this question always in interviews, can you work under pressure? I think employers are really beginning to abuse that. Like, they're really beginning to abuse the actual sense of working under pressure. And some employers tend to really push their employees to the limit that some of them start having nervous breakdowns. Some of them will start having job dissatisfaction. Some of them get sick. Really, there's a thin line between good pressure and bad pressure. I don't know what it has, but yeah. There's just a thin line. There's a kind of pressure which brings out the best in someone. There's another pressure that will just bring out the worst and will lead to, job dissatisfaction, anxiety, health issues, depression, and all of that, And there's a pressure which will make the staff to less perform on the job. When you're always, you're Have you had the intense feeling of anxiety? I've had that, and it's not funny. Your head at some point, like, it's stuck. It's almost like you're not processing anything. Do you understand that? So yeah, there's a thin line between that, and so many employers don't understand. They just feel like, yeah, pressure. Once you can pressure is a good thing. So all the time they're hammering, they're pushing. Let's push them to do the best. Let's push them to get the maximum. Let's push them. It's about a job. It's about now. It's not about the job all the time. Sometimes it's about the staff. It's about how that staff feels after work. It's about how that staff feels about his or herself. It's about, is the staff growing personally? You being a successful boss is not just about the staff performing in team. Back home, if that staff is married, if that staff has a family, has a friend, how is the staff performing? What about their mental health? In the short run, they might be performing under pressure, but in the long run, it tends to affect the organization if the staff starts having job dissatisfaction. These are some of the unanswered questions, or some of the things to which most employers don't see about this constant pressure. Anyways, I'm not here to just talk about the employers. I'm here to talk about the employees and how you can take, is it taking the bull by the horn or the horn by, it's taking the bull by the horn. It's about how the violence take it by force, but not really by force. It's about using your brain to get a level platform where you're performing all round. I've really had a not too good experience about all this pressure kind of stuff. There was a time which I almost like passed out in the middle of the night, because I wasn't giving myself a break. I was constantly just going on and on and on, and I had a breakdown. And when I got to the hospital, the doctor was like, "My friend, you're too young. You are too young for this kind of things. Take it easy, take it slow." So yeah, even me doing this video, I'm sure those people close to me will be like, whatever advice you're giving here, I'm watching you, and make sure you take your advice. I'm repentant, okay? You're repenting, we are learning. It's a work in progress. Okay, so this is just like us, me talking to myself too. So some of the tips on creating that perfect work-life balance as an employee is, do you want me to say just a little deviation? Like, I've had this breakout for like a week now. I don't know what's the cause of it, but man, we're still looking flat. So yeah, this is just like a chit chat kind of video, so it's not really gonna be serious. As you can see, I'm not looking too serious myself. Okay, it's just having a fun time talking. Let's talk, let's have a chat. Those of us that are working somewhere, let's give ourselves some tips on how to make the organization go forth and how to make us go forth. So the first tip on creating perfect work-life balance is just know, if you die, that work will continue. If you die, they're gonna find your replacement. That job you want to kill yourself for, they told me this, so, and I'm telling you too, that if you die, they're gonna find your replacement. They're gonna cry for you. If you've been a good boy or girl, and they're gonna find your replacement. So, why do you want to kill yourself? That's the question. Why do you wanna kill yourself? That does not mean you should not give your best. If already you're under too much pressure, that means you're giving something. So what I'm basically saying is, have this at the back of your mind, that there are times to take a break, that there are times to focus on yourself. Because if you die, that job is going to continue. They're going to find a replacement, because the ministry must move forward with or without you. Okay? Now, for those employers that feel like, oh, I can easily find a replacement, there are employees that have actually been outspoken about this when they feel overwhelmed all the time, or they feel like their current responsibility is more than a single person can handle. And some of them will propose maybe getting more staff and hands on deck to make it easier. And some employers will take it the wrong way, and some employers end up firing such propositions and all of that. Listen, it's very easy to get staffs. It's very easy to employ, but finding the perfect fit for on an organization is not that easy. Finding someone that understands the organizational vision, that has integrity, that will also go all the way for an organization is not easy. So as an employer, you also have to have that at the back of your mind. And being a successful boss is also looking for ways to make the life of your subordinates better and how to improve their lives. So you should not, because so many employers, so many bosses, they get so aggressive when such propositions come up. They say, oh, this department needs more hands on deck and something like that. They will start looking at, budget and how it impacts the organization financially. What about how it impacts the organization in terms of human capital? If you have more and more staffs that are becoming dissatisfied at the job, it reduces performance. And if you feel like you can always replace, what about finding the perfect fit? What about the cost of training? What about other indirect costs of getting new hands on deck? So of changing people at random. Anyways, back to, I've said that, remember, if you die, the job will continue. So always keep that at the back of your mind to know that as much as you're giving in your best to an organization, you also need to give the best to yourself. You should always also know that if you're working, some organizations are not too busy. Their work schedule is sort of like contractual. Some of them it's like seasonal or something. But this point I'm trying to make is for organizations that are around the clock, always busy. For example, you have banking institutions and all of that. So you should know that the work continues. If you choose not to sleep, if you choose not to rest, there will always be something to do. So why don't you just rest? Okay, I learned that the hard way. Pushing myself, I'm not resting. And when I wake up the next day, I find out like 20 other things. In fact, the more you're working to get it cleared off your desk, that is the more like it comes times two. Okay, so like I always say, that's not a deterrent to say don't do or don't do at all. It's just for you to caution yourself to know that you also need to invest in yourself. You also need to take time out for yourself. You also need to cater for yourself. You need to be taken care of. You just need to be a baby girl or a baby boy sometimes, okay? Now, so the next one is prioritize your health. I think the other point still points to this. Just prioritize your health. Know that if you break down, it rather affects the job. That job you're trying to secure, you're trying to make things run, you're trying to get things working efficiently. If you push yourself too hard, you push yourself against the wall, you're gonna break down and it's gonna still affect it. So why don't you just take it slowly but steadily, efficiently, effectively, while also paying attention to yourself? That's the third point. The fourth point is don't be afraid to unplug. Now, I would say unplugging can apply in so many different situations, but unplugging here is like in the setting where you're really in the midst of all the heat and everything. You just like, oh no, you just shut. Like, I need some few minutes to myself just to calm down and everything. I've done that severally where like everyone is here and there sending things, doing this. I'm like, okay, you all wait for a minute. I need to take 5 minutes. I need to take 15 minutes. I need to let my head reboot. My brain is not rebooting properly at this point, and I'm not understanding whatever you were saying. So to help the both of us, give me some space, okay? No, not like that anyways. I'm just kidding. So yeah, I'll just take out time to just, okay, and I'll just, if I'm in the office, I'll just like let go of my laptop, maybe just cool off for like 10-15 minutes, listen to music, just have a little distraction, take water, take tea, whatever it is, and then come back and continue. The fifth and the last for today is discipline. Discipline is key among all of this. Really, if you're on the go and you're really working a lot, there are times when you forget. There are times even like you can get so busy you forget to eat. You can get so busy there are times I'll just feel like, man, 24 hours is not enough. Like, how come it's just morning and the next minute it's 5 p.m. and I'm not even done this. So you just have to be disciplined. Discipline is creating time for things. You should know when it's time to work and give it all. You should know when it's time to take a break and just relax and just breathe. You should know when it's time to focus on family. You should create time for things and stick to it. It's not just about creating time. So many people, like, they'll create so many schedules and they don't keep to it. Someone like me. But I'm learning. I'm changing. I'm a change girl. I'm changing. Change. Breaking the chain. So yeah. Just create time for things and try to stick to it. For now, if you find this, that's all for today, guys. Till next time, it's me, you, and I will stay here. So, do not forget to like this video. Do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to share. Do not forget to share. Do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to support your girl. Do not forget to move this ministry forward. Let's take it to the permanent side. Like, I'm pushing this because this is really like something I enjoy doing, just having these interactive sessions and just giving my own opinion on things and everything like that. So do not forget to click the notification bell so that you get notified when I post new videos, and it's gonna be appreciated. Bye.